Today is May 29th, 2024. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's a good day to join a cult. Channeling in from the Quantum Downs, this is the Black Goat of the Wood, Elf J Trul. And Dotta and Bear both are out today. They will not be joining Wizard Wednesday. But I'm not alone. I've got a few other friends. Hello, friends.
Hi, it's your buddy Dotta Tad Bearsnake friend.
The Wombo combo. Entropy here as well. GM, everybody. GM.
Hello, guys. Thanks for joining me. I thought Jitsi was going to join, but I guess you can never really rely on a kobold to be on time. But guys, yeah, thanks for being on stage with me. And if anybody else wants to come up on stage to help me fill some space, please do. You can ask anything you want, and I'll do my best to answer it. Or you can just make comments. But yeah, we do have a lot of questions from the Secret Tower. And they're all lore-based, which is fun because I've got a lot to say about each of these questions. But just a few updates. I think Maddow finally got the map uploaded to the Wikipedia. I think all of the places are annotated and hyperlinked. I don't think every place has a description yet, but that's coming soon. And I fixed the spelling on, I think, everything, including black sand. And the 3D map is still in production. Another thing is I think that Woz has fixed the VRMs for the 3D models, or at least the ones that were giving certain people issues. So yeah, hopefully that's working out.
Let's go! That's great. That's been on the Tad radar, and I think a lot of people's for a long time. That feels good to get going, get worked through. That's awesome news.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to not see those digital wings posted in Secret Tower anymore.
Yeah, scissor hands. Yeah. We can thank Woz for that. It's a more difficult thing than you might imagine to fix. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, before we get into cult questions, Inchp or Tad, what other updates do we have to give?
Well, it is the 150th Wizard Wednesday episode, which is pretty epic in its own right. We're, as we know, as a cult, coming in on 3 years of being here. So 150 times in a row we've come together to celebrate. So that's pretty stellar. Do we have a soundboard for the claps? Is that fair?
Yes.
There we go. All right.
and also Dotta's not here to tell me not to do that, so I think I'll do that about 20 more times today.
We should be soundboard heavy today. This is the one.
Yes.
You like the air horn. You tuned into the right episode.
Yeah. But yeah, 150, that's amazing. We have not skipped a single one. It's unbroken. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Inch P, what about from you? Anything else?
No massive updates on my side. I was out over the long weekend getting a couple of our best friends married and also celebrating my 1-year anniversary with my lovely wife. Returned back with a little wedding POAP sickness, so don't mind me sounding a little rough and maybe muting for some accidental coughs that slide through, but I'm happy to be back here with the Cole up top back online with all my people.
Hey, Jitsi!
Yo!
There's Jitsi.
What up? Can you guys hear me?
What up, Jits? Yeah, we can hear you.
Sweet. How we doing?
Hell yeah. Thanks for joining. But yeah, no, Inchfree, it's good to have you back. We our socials kind of died, honestly, since you were gone. I tried my best to man the ship, but I think we went like 2 or 3, maybe 4 days without posting. But yeah, anyway, good to have you back.
Sometimes it ebbs and sometimes it flows, Yeah, no, I'm back on the reins now. We'll have some fun with it. Actually, speaking of, what a great opportunity to segue. It's me, your marketing wizard, here once again asking you to please like and repost the space. um, I hate to ask, but it does help our little placing in the algorithm. And on top of that, though, I did want to make mention of this as well, and as well as sharing the space here on Twitter. We are also all caught up with having every single Wizard Wednesday posted on our YouTube channel. No part thanks to the wonderful Tad Major for getting us back up to speed and getting us caught up. Thank you, Tad, for doing all of that. If you're interested in catching any of the past 150 Wizard Wednesdays, they're all right there on YouTube. Go ahead and give the channel a follow if you have a second as well. There's a lot of other content on there just besides Wizard Wednesday, and we're going to be adding even more videos up there in the coming weeks too. So give it a follow and you'll catch the stuff as soon as it goes up. Any likes or comments you guys leave around really does help us boost things up. So much appreciated as always.
And also, I am a kobold, and I processed and uploaded a ton of videos in the last few weeks. So if anyone sees anything that looks weird, or there's any gaps or sound cuts out or anything, just let us know, and we'll get it fixed up.
Hell yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, and yeah, maybe just a few other updates. We have, God, I can't even remember if we've said anything about this, but we've got a whole team working on the website. It's getting a fresh new coat of paint. It's looking freaking awesome. We're trying to actually just overhaul all the branding in general, just keep it a little more consistent. And we're starting with the website. We've got an amazing team who has worked with a lot of other Web3 companies. They're called Moonbase. I'm not sure if you guys know who they are, but they're great. They're super cool. And then, God, what else? 3D Warriors are obviously still in production. I think maybe there's another month or two left on those. And I mean, not only will they be released, but I think we've got a whole event potentially planned for the release of those. Hopefully something similar to the awesome Nightmare Run Halloween event we did last year. That thing was so much fun. And we learned to not make tiny platforms that require literally 200 wizards to jump on them at the same time. So we learned a lot from that one.
I fell off that platform 1,000,000 times, and I have to say, I was laughing the whole time. It was just like you could hear people close to you, or I guess I must have had a feed up, but it was everybody would just hear, "Oh no!" It was just,
Yeah.
I feel like I saw Jiro too. It was just, it was right there beside me. Just, I mean, for like 2.5 minutes, we were like, "Oh, I got it," and then someone collides with you, and you're on the ground. But a testament to how popular the event was. But please, God, make the platforms larger. We're not all Jitsi.
Need collision. That's all it was. I was screaming while playing the entire time just to add to the chaos of it all.
I would also like to add, I'm like playing on slow internet on a trackpad on a laptop, so I'm already at a supreme disadvantage, along with being old. So it was painful. It was painful to watch how good everyone else was, but yeah, it was super fun.
I would have thrown the laptop, I think, at a certain point. If I was like latency plus no collision plus all those other things, I would have just yeeted the laptop and said, "Good game," but it was fun regardless. I had a blast.
It was super fun. I did spend some time just like looking around and
right,
just like watching other people do things. It's like, oh, it's not going to hurt my time too much.
It was a people watching event for sure. I think at a certain point when I realized I wasn't able to jump at platforms, I like went upstairs, grabbed the Corona, and just like people watched as they tried to attempt to jump up stuff. It was fun.
Same here. Yeah, I was screen recording the process, and at a certain point, I just stopped and became an observer of the. It was great fun, but it became fun to find all the details and all the cool cult art that was hidden around the maze and everything too. So I just found myself taking screenshots.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, the maze. I got in there and I got so turned around. I just started finding art and taking screenshots of it because I thought it was fun and waited for the lighted path to lead me out.
Yeah, super fun. Yeah, that team did such a good job building that entire set.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, we want to do something like that again. I know we've said this in the past, like, I don't know, 5 Wizard Wednesdays, but we really do have some amazing things coming down the pipe in the next few months or so. It's just taking a long time to get it all together, but I feel like there's just going to be an avalanche that's just going to pour on top of the project in the next, I'm not going to put a timeline on it, but soon, TM.
It's gonna be
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, back me up, Jitsi. You know what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's just like so difficult for me to sit here and like not say things. Like I feel like I haven't said that in the past very often, but like in this current moment, in the next few months, I'm like struggling to not say things. So it's gonna be a wild ride, I think, and it's a good time to be a wizard.
Yep, for sure. Okay, I think before we jump to the cult questions, I have a weird topic.
Let's get weird.
So, okay, let's see. Who is it? Iggy Azalea, I think, recently tweeted, "I love crypto," and I've noticed a few other celebrities like getting back onto the crypto bandwagon. And I remember in the last cycle, like the thing that really made NFTs pop off was when like Justin Bieber and Paris Hilton and all these celebs were buying NFTs. And so, do you guys think we're seeing like the beginnings of that happening again?
Oh man, it feels like it's not as crazy and chaotic as when that was first happening, right? It still feels like the beginning of it all. There's like if there is quote unquote a cycle that looks like the same, but
right.
I mean, you could just like hope or theorize that if you start with like B-list and A-list celebrities here, then it'll be political leaders, and like we're already seeing like a theme of that too, right? Where like, dude, Trump's talking about Bitcoin consistently now, like, which is crazy. So it's like, if we're starting there, where does it end? But it's hard to tell. But it's interesting to watch, though, right? Just like to see the cultural shift. Not in the peak of the bull market, though. Like during yeah, it's weird. What do you think?
Just to add to that, I see the same thing. It's interesting that it's in this part of the cycle, because I mean, before they would pop off and maybe do a 10K set, or now they would drop a shit coin or something. But it's kind of a different setup than it was before, and I feel like hasn't been. I know I'm a little out of the loop for some of the culture, but it doesn't seem like it has been on people's minds, and I don't hear or see a lot of people talking about it. And even normie friends that kind of have some pulse on crypto, I feel like when I tell them that Bitcoin's exceeded an all-time high in the last few months, and they're totally unaware. So I do think some of this has always been how many eyes come to it, and for better or worse, celebrities have a lot of people that pay attention to what they do. So that it is something that pulls a lot of extra attention and a lot of extra eyes to the market. And when that happens, funds follow. But I don't know if we're that far along, or if it's just some early front runners jumping in and making some cash. But it'll be interesting to see how it continues on.
Yep. Matto, did you have some input on this?
Yeah. Were you asking this because you are trying to get Paris Hilton to join the cult? I remember last time.
Yes. This was a hot topic like 2 years ago on Wizard Wednesday. So yeah, we're trying again. What do you think, Matto?
Yeah, I remember what the discussion was, if we give Paris Hilton an honorary warrior.
I was pissed.
I thought it would devalue my own honorary, so I was against it from the start.
But yeah, I think last time this happened, it felt like last time it happened, it was at least there was like some kind of like planning that used to have been involved. Like it was usually like you said, like it would be like an NFT collection that would drop or something. So like there would be like some kind of like planning, right? Like the Ozzy Osbourne collection, it actually had like a whole thematic to it, and it had like some kind of like mechanics for it, and it was like a whole collect that he did like actual like video advertisements for whatever. So like it felt like it was a lot more planned out, and like it was a lot more kind of like I mean, it felt like there was a lot more ideas for like where it could go, even though a lot of them pretty much tanked to like zero or whatever, right? It felt like it was really, like they were trying to build something, and like now it's just kind of like just launch a coin day one, right? And so it's kind of it feels like it's a bit more extractive and exploitative. right?
Yeah.
It's just like, just join in and just launch a coin and just extract value, and then who cares if in like next week where it is, no one cares, everybody's just jumping in. So
At least lie to me and tell me that you're gonna do something before I lose all my money, right? Like,
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's very weird. What was it Caitlyn Jenner that, like, people are saying no, it's an AI video, but does anybody really know if Caitlyn Jenner launched a shitcoin? Or I didn't
no,
even
that
really
was
follow
real.
that whole
That was
thing.
real.
That was real. Okay, interesting. Wow. I'm gonna
Crossed
go
my
ahead
lead
and
for
say
one
that
weekend.
one is a full rug / grift.
don't
Yeah,
worry,
I think
SEC is protecting us.
I think
Yeah.
I think people were skeptical because like in the video there's like portraits or something, and like there's one portrait there's like a duplicate of, and then I guess she's just like that. She just has like two portraits of herself that are just back to back on the table for whatever reason. Like she just
Weird. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, I still think the door is shut on getting Paris Hilton an honorary here. So don't worry, Jitsi.
Thanks. Great. Good.
Okay, well, let's jump to some cult questions. And the ones I'm seeing so far, they're actually all kind of related. I'm just gonna read them all out first, and then I'm just gonna go on a little rant. Okay, so Snoop Dogg is asking, how fast are the quickest and longest spells to cast, and what causes the difference? Okay, I'll answer that. And then Meeple and Tad are asking basically about sort of like major landmarks that are on our planet today, like the pyramids and the Sphinx and Mount Rushmore. And then Meeple is asking, is there like a map of the tectonic plates as it translates to the map of the Runeverse? And then if we had that, could we discern where these ancient landmarks might be? And then Feckless is asking about these sort of lost and mythical places like Mu and Atlantis, and do they exist in the Runeverse? So I'm gonna sort of put this all together in one little lore rant. Because I've been writing this lore website, and it really kind of touches on all these things. And so let me just start with Snoop Dogg's question about magic spells, and he's basically asking about the difficulty level. Are there differences, and if so, what causes that? And so Snoop, I would just say that it just depends on the type of type of spell, but also the talents and the abilities of the wizard who is casting them. You guys have been asking a lot about magic systems. And so I've written a lot on this, and I'm going to put this in the Wikipedia. Matto's been helping me with the Wikipedia lately, so I'm going to get this in there ASAP. But basically, what you'll learn is that there's actually a bunch of different systems at play. As I've said before, magic is really first and foremost an art form. So there's no really system that defines all art. There's different movements, of course, but there's not really a system. Okay, so in the Runeverse, the sort of different magical influences are, of course, color magic, rune magic, and then magic based on specialties, specialities like druidry or necromancy or chronomancy or shamanism or sorcery. Um, and each wizard kind of mixes together all these different influences together to form their own unique magical art form. So that's really just kind of a loose description of a so-called magic system. Is that there's just several different influences. If you saw my Twitter post this morning, I posted a diagram that I found in the Blue Bastion, and it seems to show the singularity event that is birthing magic into the world. And if you look closely, there's a white light that is being refracted through a chroma crystal to make the 6 colors of magic. And this is the event that is forming the new world. So, okay, we've got a new world. Now to address Meeple and Tad and Feckless's questions. So, as we've talked about before, the Runeverse is the future history of our Earth. It's literally our world in the future. But first, let's look at the past of our world. In the past, we had wizards, and we know them by Merlin or Moses or Hermes Trismegistus. There's tons of wizards in our past, but many of the details of their history were forgotten. And only tales and legends of their existence remain as stories of pure fiction and fantasy. Um, and as our world progressed, as science and technology advanced, magic slowly disappeared from the world, and with that, the wizards. Um, so then, if we fast forward on our world to the birth of the Runeverse, the future history of our Earth, ironically, the very thing that erased the wizards was also the very thing that brought them back: technology, or the technological singularity event. Um, as we've talked before, there will be an event in our future that it'll possibly even be in our lifetimes, where in an instant, humanity will have basically done some profound thing. I'm guessing it's probably going to be something along the line of giving birth to actual life through a machine. Obviously, AI will probably play a big role in this event. People are calling it AGI. There's other names for it, but this is all related to the technological singularity event. And in this very instant, a godlike consciousness will bend reality in the very fabric of space-time. The planet's tectonics will groan, and the memory of humankind will be wiped from reality. But life will persist, and this godlike superconsciousness will be gone. It will pass over, and this new world will be left in its wake. And this new world will have magic in it. And this magic will be wielded by wizards. And the wizards will have returned to our world. This is the future that we all have to look forward to. So to be more specific about your questions, Meeple, I don't think there's definitely a perfect one-to-one translation of our geography to the runic supercontinent. Not even for features like the Giza pyramids or the Sphinx or the Great Wall of China. I do think that they definitely remain in the Runiverse. But yeah, as you said, maybe some of them are under the ocean. Some of them just got mixed around magically. Some of them may have stayed in place. I don't know. I think the team at Bisonic, who's making the Runiverse game, I think they're having fun with putting hints of these landmarks into the game. But yeah, it's definitely not like a perfect one-to-one translation. And then Feckless, this question you ask is actually super cool. To say the question again, he's asking. Are Mu and Atlantis and all of these other lost continents and lost world, do they exist in the Runiverse? So, okay, this is Feckless. This is actually a really fun mystery that I've actually written into the show, but I'll go ahead and spoil it here because there's a ton of other stuff in the show that won't be spoiled. But to answer your question, right now, we are Atlantis. We are Mu. We are El Dorado. We are all of these lost worlds. What I am very interested in is not these lost worlds specifically, but the archetype that they represent. Atlantis, Mu, El Dorado, etc. Shangri-La. World history is full of these lost worlds. And it almost makes me wonder if all of the ancients are sort of referring to the same place. So if you fast forward to our future history in the Runiverse, what will be the predominant lost world? What will be under the sands of time that the peoples of the Runiverse are digging up and wondering about? It will be us. and so this is sort of the biggest reason I wanted to put all these places in the collection, which is to say that our world, right now, we are Atlantis. We are all these lost places. If there are wizards in the collection who have those places in their names, perhaps they have indeed seen or traveled to a version of these worlds in their own mindscapes. Maybe, if they find one of these lost worlds, I'm imagining its identity will reflect their own cultural biases, which is why we get different versions of these lost worlds. But I think it's basically all the same thing. But yeah, it's us. We are the lost world, and we are the avatars of these ancient beings or these future beings. So yeah, I hope that made sense. And that's actually, I think, all the questions I see in the Secret Tower. Rant over. What do you got, guys?
What thing that constantly is how cool Atlantis is, and so if you compare to be like to Atlantis, hell yeah. I think it's like one of my favorite things in like storytelling or video games or anything that has like this fantasy role to it is like the idea of finding something that's like an Easter egg or in secrecy or something special that is like off the beaten path, right? And so whenever we start talking about things of that nature, I get super excited. It's just like world within world within worlds, right? Like every single like micro ecosystem and a bigger ecosystem. So I'm just fun to listen to. It's fun to listen to like riff on all the cool things that are driven through storytelling.
Yeah. One of my favorite features of these so-called lost worlds is this idea that they had super advanced technology that is either equal or surpasses our own, which just feels very counterintuitive and anachronistic. But yeah, I mean, in the future Runeverse, I think our current world might reflect that fun little feature of having super advanced technology that maybe they don't have. Oh shit! We got a bear. We got a bear.
Yay! Bear's in the crowd. Bear, I didn't get to arm wrestle Elf yet today. We were talking about it earlier, but we're gonna wait until we can get all three of us together, and we're gonna have a 3-way arm wrestling competition.
Whoa! I actually have not heard about this. That sounds pretty intense.
I don't even know how the logistics are going to work out. I think one of us is going to have to use a left arm, but we'll sort it out. We'll make it work.
It sounds like all three of us would have to use a left arm. Bear, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? We in Texas.
Bear, tell us where you're at. What are you seeing? What are you doing?
We are doing and seeing a lot. I'm down in Austin, Texas, beautiful city, for Consensus, which most of you probably know is a pretty big crypto conference. Very cool, very professional, very corporate, very serious. So I'm having a hard time when it's very serious. But no, it's great. We have it's just so exciting. So like all the biggest crypto companies have all these big booths and everything, and little old Forgotten Runes has a demo booth in such a freaking perfect spot. We've been demoing people all day long. I had to freak out that I'd be stuck at the booth, so we flew Nalgene down. He got on a plane at 6 this morning. Has been helping me and Jordan from Bearsnake man the booth. Had a panel this morning with Deez and Rhett, who created Turbo Coin, and the Goons World guys, who are all really, really cool. And so we talked about community. We talked about sort of just the arc over the past couple of years, what we've gone through, what's working, what's not. Having a lot of meetings with VCs, because it's always good to have VCs lined up if needed. Having a lot of meetings with people who are just interested in buying Wizzies. Just sort of networking and doing my thing and showing the game off. It's been really great.
Now I know why Nalgene hasn't been answering my DMs. I did not know he was there.
I know. So it was like maybe Matto was going to come down. I know Matto was was busy, and it's a lot to have to man that booth. It's just the people are just lining up to play. So Nalgene came in as a pinch hitter, as backup. He's doing great. I actually just left the mouse. I'm not in love with the mouse let's get into the details. I'm not in love with the mouse that the demo station has, so I'm going to get a new mouse.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I would do the same.
Yeah, it's just not right. It's not right. It's like you really gotta, if you're gonna demo the game, you gotta demo the game. And I walked up and I thought that we were running the last build from November, but we actually it's the new build, so you can go and check out land. It just looks so damn good. It's like we're like testing it on computers. Obviously, a lot of our computers have like high res screens, but like it's on a TV screen and it looks fucking dope. The colors are good. People are like, this game is one of the best looking pixel games I've seen in a long time. So I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
And we're right next to our friends Parallel. So
Nice.
we're in good company. So it's just been great. Hanging out with Redbeard and D's. Brennan.eth is down here. Panico apparently is flying in. We saw Mitch. There's a bunch of wizards down here. And as usual, all the people that I have respect for just speak so highly of everything that we're building. So it's really good to get out there. It's good to talk. And yeah, just wanted to check in and pop in before the space ended.
I'm so glad you did. One thing I notice every time I go to these crypto conferences is okay, the normies and the mainstream and the rest of the world thinks that crypto is just full of degens and criminals, and it may be full of degens, but like when I go to these conferences, I see nothing but the utmost professionalism and people who are seriously building things for all the right reasons. And there's just such a disconnect between the reality and what people think about crypto.
Totally, especially with this conference. It's very, like I said, it's very corporate, but not in a bad way. It's corporate as in like, well, these are real people running real businesses. I think
It's professional.
It's professional, exactly. And so it's really nice. And it's like these are the biggest people. I was actually out to dinner last night with the guy I guess CoinDesk is like the company that really sort of backs Consensus. So I was out with the guy who runs CoinDesk, or one of the lead guys there, and just learning about the conference, learning about like what's happening behind the scenes. He said that I'm sure you guys didn't talk about it, but like there's this whole thing with Iggy Azalea launching a meme coin. Have you seen that, Al?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there and he's like, oh God, Iggy Azalea's people are like, if you fly her out here, we'll put her on a panel. So then we started talking about who should ask her questions. And I was trying to get Redbeard to be the one on stage asking Iggy Azalea questions about her meme coin.
He'd be great.
He'd be great. He was like, but he doesn't know anything about like Iggy Azalea. I go, exactly. He's gonna ask her all the questions that everybody actually wants to hear.
Hell yeah.
I ran into Brian from InMotion. Kathy Wood is here. There's just all these really great people. So it's we're just wizard pilling left and right.
Bear, did you find anyone who will fight me in the ring?
Oh, no, but I did. Speaking of fighting, there is a karate combat, that fighting thing.
Yeah.
So there's a fight tonight. I might go to it. And so let me try to find someone. I also didn't say hi to him, but I ran into Ben or Bit. What's his name? Ben.
Oh, BitBoy.
BitBoy. I saw BitBoy on the street, and I was like, oh my God. I kind of wanted to sucker punch him in the jaw just for fun. That would be good. Would that be good promotion for us? If
I think it would probably pump. Yeah, it would pump the Colts, definitely. Yeah, take a chance.
So I mean, I'll go to jail, but
take one for the team, Bear.
See, this is the kind of marketing you can't plan for.
Yeah,
we'll put a Dow proposal for your legal fees. We'll figure it out.
Can you push through a Dow proposal for Bill?
He's like, he'll never get out. It sounds good.
Yeah, we don't operate that fast, so you only have to wait like 4 to 6 weeks. But we'll
Save Bear campaign. No, I'm afraid. Listen, if I clock Ben, these are registered. My fists are registered weapons. So I don't really want to. I don't really want to go to jail. He may die if I punch him.
That was so silly.
Anyway,
man,
I miss
Bit
you
Boy.
guys. Miss you
Yeah,
guys.
we miss you too, Bear. Yeah, just I don't know. I saw David Hoffman from Bankless. He was gonna fight, and then during training he broke his rib, so he has to back out. And I just feel like that would happen to either one of us, breaking a rib, breaking a wrist, like not even in the main fight, just training.
Wait a minute. Should I be flying you down here to take his place?
I'm not ready yet, homie. I need 6 months of solid training before I even consider it.
Yeah, that's
We need to
true.
get that warrior gym up and going. We had a warrior gym in concept for a while. I think we're gonna need to put in some serious reps there before you try to do anything. You gotta protect your head. There's a lot of Runeverse content in there that we haven't shared yet. So
Yeah.
no headshots.
Exactly. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, dude, check out. Yeah, I'm curious about Karate Combat. It looks very interesting.
All right, I'm gonna go check it out. And for anyone at Consensus listening, we are co-sponsoring a party with our friend Dave Krugman and Allshift, who you know Dave, don't you, Elf?
Maybe.
You know him. He's actually a
Okay.
longtime Wizard holder. Really great photographer. We were out with him and all the friends last night. Brennan Daith may have been a little hungover this morning, but he pulled it together for the panel. Anyway, so we're doing that at the Sunset Hall across the street from Consensus main conference from 5:30 to 7:30. So come through.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I've never been to Australia, so it sounds really cool, man.
Did you say Australia?
I was calling back to Jitsy's joke that he made a few days ago.
That's right. Geographically kobold challenged.
Jesse, that was so funny, dude.
Wait, I literally zoned out while watching a video. What joke did I make?
When the Bear said I'm in Austin and you said welcome to the Down Under, mate.
Oh yeah, that was out of pocket. I don't even know. I'll keep on getting weirder. Don't you worry.
Just keep that kobold Kool-Aid flowing.
I don't know where I'm ever at any given point or where anyone is. So I'll just throw out random stuff all the time.
It's so good. Oh shit. All right, Bear. Well, you don't want to stay on for the rest of the show?
I want to go get this mouse so I can get us all set up. So I'm gonna go run.
Get a mouse.
I love how you're getting a mouse right now. It's like
getting a mouse.
So good.
It's so good. I'm leaving Nalgene at the booth. He's gonna be fine. But yeah. Anyway, love to all you wizards. Stay magic, peoples. Talk to you later.
All right, cool. Shit, let's see. It's funny. I have gone back and forth with BitBoy. Like, I'll give him this. When I first started learning about crypto, his content is some of the first content I watched, and I actually learned a lot from him. And now I just think he's absolutely hilarious, and like sort of in the way that like a clown car crashing into a burning building is hilarious. If that makes sense.
He's kind of a walking meme, and like you can't help but see it. Like that video of him, and he looks like, I don't know if he's coked out of his mind, but he just keeps jacking his mic around and moving it everywhere and yelling about how he's just like the hero of the world, here to protect you. He's just like, man, you can't script this. Like you could not pay an actor to get in there and do this shit the way that he does, and yet. So I guess it's real life. I mean, it's amazing. And we were just talking that I happened to rewatch that video when he shows up at someone's house to try to steal back a car or steal
oh my god,
car.
classic.
But he's live streaming it, so the guy knows and calls the police, and he's got his mistress in the car, and he won't put his live stream down, and he's like,
oh my
like,
god,
how is this real life? I mean, you literally, if you would have captured that moment on TV, it would win an Emmy. It's just like how,
dude, for real. Like that was funnier than the time the SEC got hacked and they released the Bitcoin ETF early. Like honestly, like that was a moment in crypto history that I don't think I've laughed harder at anything than that.
Yeah.
He's kind of, I don't know. I want to root against him because he just seems just like such a buffoon. But it's like I kind of want him to keep going, so I want him to have some success, so he stays in the spotlight and he can keep entertaining us. But I don't know. I don't want him to have too much power.
It's like whenever you play against like high rollers in poker, you never want to like take all their money. They want to have enough to be able to come back to the felt, but like. Geez, like at one point you think you should just go bankrupt and say call it a day, but it's just like pure entertainment to watch. Like MTV should give him a deal yesterday, on some type of reality television show because that would do numbers.
Oh, man, like an old man bit boy, like 7 cycles later, just have him just like, oh, it'd be incredible.
My name's Bit Boy. Welcome to Jackass. There we go. The cloud we all need.
Yes.
No, he's my favorite lolcow of the space by far, and he just keeps going. I gotta hand it to him. I didn't think he would win that fight with more light. But I mean, I guess he won by technical decision. I don't think it was a knockout, right?
No, I don't think anyone got knocked out. But I mean, like, what's the most fearful thing is like someone who has nothing else to lose, right? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
It
was such a comeback story.
He was like ready. He could have murdered anybody in that ring. He saw red in his eyes that entire.
Yes.
Oh man, a demon in his mind. He's probably just like, man, if I don't knock this mother effer out right now, I gotta win this. I have to win this for my livelihood. I feel like he was great, right?
Oh, exactly.
I mean, it was a total Rocky moment.
Yeah, those are the people that are
Rocky comparing Bitcoin to Rocky. Yes. Oh shoot.
Tap into this like just deep strength. That's the inability to be able to experience shame, and they will do anything to prevent it. And I could imagine his muscles just like growing the Grinch, like his heart growing 8 sizes, just be like, I will not embarrass myself.
Yeah, some kind of strange parallel, like when mothers have like the strength to lift a child or a car to save their child.
Yes.
And BitBoy's like staring at the end of his career, going, "This cannot be it. This can't be it.
I'm not going down like this."
You're all nailing it. That's exactly right.
Entertaining, to say the least. But that being said, I'd love to fight someone in one of those fights. Looks fun,
Wait, Jitsi, are you volunteering for Credit Combat?
Dude, I would for sure. I have a long list of people I want to knock out, so let's get to it.
Okay, you can maybe take my place. You're much younger and probably healthier than I
am. Oh, man, that would be fun, though.
You can take more headshots. It'll just add to your allure.
Right, just add to my identity. It's fine. This is great. That's what we call a win-win.
Shit.
Yeah, they call that a kobold crosshook. No reason.
Yeah. Oh, it's your famous like karate move, the kobold cross cut.
Oh man, yeah. If I ever put like one in post interview, I definitely would like throw some jargon out like that. People would be so confused, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah. It's like in anime when they have to like announce their moves before they do it.
For sure, dude. I would fight like that, right? Like put the camera on me. I'd have to announce every single one of my like punches, right? And like leading up to the big combo, win or lose, I get knocked out or not, but I'm announcing it. I'm coming for him.
Hell yeah. That's so good. Shit. Yeah, BitBoy. We love you. Jitsi versus BitBoy. I think that's a good matchup.
I would love that fight.
Hell yeah.
Incredible.
All right. Well, how about okay, guys, I'm gonna do the Cult Chronicle thing. So
hey, before you do that, let me go on a little tangent for a while and we'll lead into it.
Yeah, please do.
Cool. So as we were talking earlier, I've been uploading a ton of these Wizard Wednesday videos, and on the YouTube site, there's also like a handful of other little videos that are super fun. One of them, and it's one of my favorite clips. I've heard it a couple of different variations, but it's like a 2-minute monologue of Elf from I think September of 21, and someone just asked, and just in an interview on a podcast or something, what is the Runeverse? Like, what are you doing here? And the answer is just, it's wonderful. I'm not gonna summarize it too much. Just go to YouTube and listen to it. But essentially, he talks about putting his rune on the door. I am going to summarize it a little. And just the importance of how it's being set up, how we're summoning our own wizards, and how we will be the wizards that are summoned. And it made me think again when he was talking about just some of the technology and the changes in the singularity. Like, I'm someone that was around before the age of computers, before there was access to information in the way there is now. I remember a traveling salesman coming to our house in the middle of BFE, Kentucky, so far away from anywhere, trying to sell a stack of encyclopedias to my family. And it's like that Britannica set is what I looked at for 10 years to do research. And now, in a little thing that we carry around in our hand, you have access to everything. And this explosion of technology has woven into so many different things, and the way that it's impacted our art forms, and the ability to create, and the ability to use ChatGPT to create, like AI generated art, art on demand, art by text, art with videos. It's really driven so much new magic into the space, because we all have this inherent drive to create, but we don't always have the tools or the access. Somehow we've been blocked. And we talked about this a few times before. I know there's so many here in the cult that kind of share this. I did a lot of creation when I was young. I loved origami. I did a lot of drawing. And then as I got older in my teens, it just faded out. And then I got into numbers and different runes and other sciences, and the magic of creation kind of faded away. But jumping into the cult and summoning my wizard, it gave me that chance to jump back in and to make something and to build something. And it's not just me. I remember a long time ago, years ago, talking to Meister Brown, and he had just shared with me the same thing. He had working in a job that didn't have a creative outlet. Joining the cult, he started making some things. People love them, and you start to make more. It feels good. It gives you that energy. It gives you that feedback, that magic. It's hard to resist that, and we have so many examples, like what Nas, what Castamere has done with Nas, and what all of Moron Global has done with Nas has been amazing. Like, could have never imagined that a group would collect a singular token and build so much media around it, and have so many different things that have spun off of it. Feckless making a whole race of characters just off of a meme about a Kukum dog. We have food fights that were set up, pitting hot dogs against bacon men, swinging chairs and pitchforks in a Cucum dome, all in the Runeverse, through the creation of just one of our members. Like Maddo and Magus Devon, is there a wizard with more art? Like, so many amazing commissions. But the early use of training AI models, it put him so far ahead of the curve when it comes to all the quality of production and the things that are coming out. I saw recently one of his models is being used by other people to do things. It's so far ahead that people want to use it as a cast of their own. He's truly lured her way into being a legendary fixture within the Runeverse, just through all the commissioned art and the things that they've built. Of course, everyone knows the stories because we've seen so many things about it. Of course, he has a snake that's a familiar that eats a quantum mushroom that goes into other planes that brings back fun toys. Like, it's become a central theme, to the point that not only do we know the story, but now it's made its way into the comic book. And so now it's a story that's not only centered within the cult that we've shared, but it's gone outside. It's gone into a new medium and a new audience. People like Magus Wazir, man, when earliest days of Runeverse, when Waz was just on a tear, meme lord. The Ring a Bell song came out super early. That was so fun. It was just so mysterious. He would appear but then never speak. You'd never hear his voice. It just kind of kept some magic around it. But you'd see that Dream Master, and you'd see the Dream Master with the bell so frequently that it was hard to separate that character from Waz the person. And in time, Magus Wazir of the Mount is so well known that we reference other wizards that share traits of Waz as imposter Wazes. That's pretty legendary. God, Oz, man, all the pixel art that Oz has made over the years. Getting started here, I think he made the very first animation or very first commissioned artwork that we had. It was the old Spots Master Hunter or Master Spots of whatever, Master of Spot Hunting something. But he made that crazy art of the kobold battle. It was brutal because I like kobolds and he did bad things to them. But I mean, what an amazing thing to like come out so early in a project. The creativity that immediately created, and then Oz has just continued on for the entirety of our time. He's always making new things. You see different styles. You kind of always think it's Oz because stylistically he shares a lot of things through his stuff. But what he did with the Aetliar was so amazing. I mean, it's one of the few points in the Runeverse that we truly have a crossroads where we have multiple stories of multiple wizards who have visited this specific site, had a commissioned piece made for their character, left a gift for the following character, and moved on. And we have a centralized point that lives on in more than one story that becomes real. I mean, it's hard to be more legendary than that. God, Bill and Acid, when they made the babies, I mean, it, instead of making a live child, they conceived the possibility of a wizard DAO. It grew into so many different things. I mean, we ended up having Halloween costumes. They had a live streaming WizStock concert series. They had costumes built for that. Constantly just building new art, new character types, expanding our Runeverse. And that's just a few. I'm not going to keep going on and on, but I mean, the other guide videos, sharing everything about the Runeverse games, Wizzy J's Dancing Wizzies, Douse Lab, those new 80s nostalgia game style art blends are killing it. It just hits a nerve for me. It's so, so good. And if you all didn't see, it was really cool. They made a really amazing black sand pony steed in that style. And it was so good, Legatus just brought it into the black sand, and it's a new one of one. Like, how cool is that? The cult just keeps bringing in new content, keep lifting up one another. Who else do we? Oh, well, Tanya Del Rio, of course, close with the Cult Chronicle, but such a prolific artist. So many cult pieces and so many beautiful styles. I mean, we've got Crucifor, who I don't know that he's made a lot of art himself, but my God, is that man commissioned a ton. He's brought us so many fun artists. I've learned of so many new people from him. Leif Dojang with the Black Ballads and the music that was made into the Runeverse. I mean, Igdil does weekly recaps every damn week. You got Cheddar Bob hustling in Alpha Chat doing God knows what every week. Merlin built a whole 10K avatar set for Minecraft. Slim's always out there twerking in videos. We got Radagast always PVO, even though he's a pirate. Wild Mage and Henboy doing a Magic Monday a year straight. Sales chat is always the best chat. Alpha chat is always early. And there's 100 other cult members doing magic, making joy through art, memes, storytelling, and world building. I mean, like, this cult is fucking fire. Sorry, I don't know if we can say that on Twitter, but I mean, this is truly like, and you know what? That's not even it. We didn't even talk about Legatus and the Black Sands. I mean, what about a 6-8 week long race series, multiple race series, duels between warriors and wizards? I mean, like, the lore that's come out of these different people is just, it's amazing. And that's just a piece of it. And we're just getting started. 3 years in, I think we're starting to build enough framework to grow off of. But my God, what will we be able to do in 3 more years? All right, that's my soapbox. What do you all think?
Tad, that was the perfect rant to give on the 150th episode of Wizard Wednesday. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, my pleasure. No, I'm just, I gotta say, man, I'm really feeling the magic right now. A lot of cool things in the cult. People are, and we always have, but it's just great to see. Alpha chat's always trying to look out for each other. Sales chat's always fun and doing stuff. It just, we're a lively and active bunch, and it's been 3 years in. And some people have come and gone that we missed, but we've had so many people come in that fill the gaps. And I just look forward to seeing the cult grow more and see more art made and more stories told.
And grow it will. Tad is also privy to a lot of the things we've got planned for the next few months. Yeah, it's only onward and upward Rune of Up only. So yeah, this is, I know it's an overused phrase, but we really are just beginning. We're, the next 3 years definitely are gonna just signal a tectonic shift in the project. So yeah, it's very exciting. And Ted, yeah, thank you for saying all of that. I think I've tried to give similar rants like on New Year's and other events, but the hardest thing is giving a shout out to like every person who contributes. It's impossible. There's so many people building and making so many things, and you always leave people out. But you made a hell of an attempt.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I left out a dozen or 100 other people that have made so many other cool things. But yeah, just a snippet, man. There's so much creativity here. It just blows my mind.
Truly mind blowing. Speaking of people making a lot of cool things, I think it's time for the Cult Content Chronicle compiled by
the illustrious Tanya Del Rio.
There we go. Week 71 every damn week. Good job, guys.
Every damn week.
All right. I think you did it better than Bear and Dotta did. So, all right, let's jump in. Entry number 1, Hen Boyd shared a really cool handmade pendant commissioned by C. Musto Art, and it's of his soul. I always love seeing soul art. I think it's some of the best art in the collection. Magus Devon, always with a new piece. This time a commission by 888 Hattie Midu. I know I said that wrong, but it's an adorable piece of artwork. And then Magus Devon is continuing. This time a commission by PPPP Kiyomu. I know I said that one right. And then, Dowex Lab. I think Dowex Lab has one of the favorite soul ponies of the week. Dowex Lab. Someday you got to do like a how I made this video, because I have no idea how you make a piece of artwork like this. Like, I don't. Here's what I don't think you did. I don't think you just like hand drew every pixel. I feel like you're using some kind of like techno mage secret technique to make this just gorgeous piece of artwork. But yeah, it's so cool. And then Dow X Lab also generated a really cool image of Magus Wazir. Something about this image reminds me of the Pope. I don't know why.
I was going to say the same thing, and I think it's the shoes, and I don't know why.
It's Pope Francis wearing a Dream Master hood. I think that's what it is. Okay, and then Daniela Illustra, every damn week, just shared a really beautiful video flipping through her sketchbook. So many wizards in here. It's just so awesome to see so many people's wizards sketched by Daniela in like an actual book. I love it. Another favorite piece. Legatus and Shadowy have been collaborating on this awesome comic series. I think this is the third one that we've seen. I gotta let you guys know, I read every one of these. The art is just so cute. The stories are so ridiculous. And I mean, the two characters that you guys chose for this comic series is just perfect. Super fun. Meeple Dad is also working on a comic. Very cool. I've lost track of how many Meeple has made of these. I'm guessing this is like maybe the 4th or the 5th one. But very cool. Go read that. Also, Meeple shared some hilarious gens of his new warrior. It's so funny. Like if I looked at the pixel art, I would think, why does a warrior have a penguin as a familiar? But then I see these gems, and it makes perfect sense. Of course, this warrior has a penguin. What a fun matchup! A penguin and a burly tundra warrior. It's so cool. Ponyboy created a really fun illustrated thread of lore featuring his wizard. Yeah, really nice thread. And then we got a new cult member, Grimy Frankie, who picked up a warrior and jumped right into the Book of Lore. Already has an entry. Very cool, Grimy Frankie. I like your warrior. He kind of reminds me of, I want to say Derek Zoolander with a mustache. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, that's the dodgeball head.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Black Sand, the burning is drawing near. Tad, do you, there's no date on that yet, right?
No, it's more than a week out. That's as much
Okay.
as we know. There's still some polishing that needs to be done on the coding side, I think, but it is coming soon.
And remind people exactly what this burning event entails.
So the burning for the Black Sand, it is there's two different pathways for the ritual. One of them uses the Elysian Fields Forgotten Ruins ponies. You use one of those ponies and I believe it's 2 mecha ponies. Your Elysian Field pony is not harmed or damaged in any way, but you then reveal a wild soul pony. I might be saying this right, but you get one type of pony, and then the other option is to burn just 3 of the mechas. And if you burn 3 of the mechas, I think you get a wild soul pony or a wild mecha pony or something. But it's a different. So there's 2 different outputs, and then I guess all of them have these one of ones that Legatus has been teasing that are super cool.
Yes, I saw a sloth in there a few days ago.
Yeah, all the deadly sins are all represented, and they're all done in such creative ways. But the sloth in the hoodie, he's so comfy.
That's so good. Oh, damn, that's good. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's coming up, and there's a post by the Black Sand that sort of goes over the lore with a little video. Super cool. Go check that out. Justin, Other Guide Pro, made a hilarious meme about the Runeverse being a 3D globe. Yet more confirmation that the Runeverse is not flat. And then Justin also made a really fun meme where he's saying, "Do you accept the invitation?" And I thought he meant just the invitation to join the cult, but he might be meaning something else by that. I'm not totally sure. And then Jason DeSante continues with the dancing Vizzy videos. I believe this is number 30.
I think
Jason,
that was actually
a
live stream of Entropy at the wedding last weekend. I think that first.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Nice, perfect.
Going wild.
Dancing in slow-mo, hell yeah. But yeah, Jason, I think we got your VRMs fixed. So let me know if it's not. Maple Dad continuing with the daily riddles. This is 149, almost 150. And it looks like the answer to the last one was the Trident. There's a few new DAO proposals up for a vote. Our good buddy NFT Sasha, I think, has one in there. So yeah, go cast your vote for those. And then Magic Monday News had Grimy Frankie as a special guest. That's a nice way to welcome a cult member. I love it. And I think that's it. Cool, just in time. Anything else, guys? Tad,
No, I don't have anything. I mean, I kind of used everything that I had.
Tad,
I've realized so many names that I've forgotten already. It's impossible. This community is so prolific.
It's impossible. Well, man, you are welcome to come up on Wizard Wednesday and give any kind of rant you want. I really enjoyed it. That was great. Okay, well, I think Baron Dotta will be back next week. So this has been Elf, Matto, Entropy, Tad, Jitsi was here, and I guess that's it. Well, in all of the Wizards of the Forgotten Runes Wizards cult, channeling out from the Quantum Downs. GN, everybody.
Bye.
Later, y'all.